Now that we know how to make a sound on the reed, let's plug this reed in and make a sound on the oboe. One thing that I forgot to mention earlier is that we want a nice open shape to our throat as well as we're playing. So say ah, that's the feeling you should have in your throat as we're playing these middle range notes that we're learning today. Ah, so da, da, da is basically what I'm doing inside my mouth when I do that. So if we put the reed on the oboe, make sure it's nice and lined up. As we look down the oboe, the reed is nice and straight across. We'll form our embouchure and go ahead and put our fingers on the first note that we're going to learn today, which is C natural, which uses the first finger on our left hand and the first finger on our right hand. Notice that my thumb in the back is still on the oboe. I'm not touching these keys here. So just 2 fingers on 2 keys. I'm showing you right now with my other fingers way out here, but really we want to keep those fingers as close as possible when we're not using them. But here are the 2 fingers I'm using. The rest of them are just going to float above the keys. And if we do the exact same thing, that da, 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 with our nice embouchure, we should get a C natural. All right, that's our first note on the oboe. How did you do? Okay, a C natural on the oboe is kind of famous for being an easy, loud kind of note. So if you get a loud sound, that's okay for right now. We'll learn how to play pretty Cs later. But right now we just want a nice, strong sound. I'm just da, 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 doing the same kind of tonguing that we were doing on just the reed earlier. Let's learn a couple of other notes here. If we take our C and pick up this finger, so we only have 1 finger on the oboe, the left hand first finger is still on the instrument. Covering that little hole, by the way, we want to make sure that that hole is covered. This is a B natural. I'm going to return my fingers to their nice floaty position above their home bass keys and try a B. A B natural is a half step lower than the C that we just played. All right, that was our B natural. The next note looks just like a B, only we're going to add the second finger on our left hand. And this is A natural. So let me return my fingers to their floating home bass positions with just these 2 fingers on the keys. Again, make sure that you're covering the hole with the squishiest part of your finger. Here's an A natural. An A natural is a whole step lower than the B that we just learned. Again. And finally, today we'll learn how to play a G natural. So it looks just like the A, only we're going to add yet another finger, the third finger on our left hand. Make sure, again, that you're keeping a nice curve to these fingers as we put them down. If you find yourself stretching to reach that key, it's because your wrist is up too high. Bring it down so your fingers can reach more easily. Here's a G natural, a whole step lower than the A that we just played. Okay, I'm going to again go back to our first note, a C, and then a B, an A, and a G. Let's try playing each of those notes and tonguing each one of them. Okay, so I'm just sort of playing around using my tongue and making sure that the air is continuing to flow through as I do that. I'm not thinking about any kind of rhythms or anything complicated right now. I'm just getting used to the way that it feels. And that's it. Those are our first notes on the oboe. Great job.